You do not need a place value chart to add decimals. However, you must always line up the decimal points when you add. However, you must always line up the decimal points when you add. The reason why you must always line up the decimal points when you add is because you can add tenths to tenths, whole units to whole units, hundredths to hundredths, all right? That's just the unit rule. And go ahead and, if you're watching this video, write unit rule. If you're watching this video, go ahead and write in the unit rule. You must always line up the decimal points when you add. That's what the unit rule says. I'm going to continue reading the text. That way you'll add tens to tens, ones to ones, tenths to tenths, and hundredths to hundredths. So here's an example. Here are two examples where they demonstrate, 34 and 200ths plus 25 and 31 hundredths. So you line up the decimal points. Before I can add, compare, and subtract, each place value unit must match. And so you'll notice that you have the decimal points themselves lined up, and that way you're adding tens to tens, and you're adding units to units. You're adding tenths to tenths, and you're adding hundredths to hundredths. That's the only reason why we line up the decimal point, because of the unit rule. So add each pair below without place value charts. Be sure to line up the decimal points. So 6 and 35 hundredths plus 2 and 41 hundredths. 6 and 35 hundredths plus 2 and 41 hundredths. 2 and 41 hundredths. I can tell that there's no regrouping. None of these are going to be over 10. And so I'm going to add, going from the left. 6 plus 2 is 8. 3 plus 4 is 7. 5 plus 1 is 6. Now I'm going to practice on two more. Let's do this one. Last time there was a little bit of structure. They had already given us the decimal points and the equation and the operation. So now let's practice when we have to write in and keep it lined up for ourselves. $72.49 plus $17.35. $72, so I'm going to start with my dollars. $72 and 49 cents plus $17, $17 and 35 cents. Remember to always put your pencil over whatever you're lining up and then bring it straight down. Here I'm going to have to regroup because 9 and 5 is going to give me more than 10, and so I'm going to start at the right. 9 plus 5 is 14. And if you don't know, you can count it out. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. If you don't know, you can just count it out. No reason to stare around like a fish in the desert. You are not verhoodled. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. I'm going to keep my decimal point lined up, so I'm going to put my pencil above it and bring it down. That's where I'll write my decimal point. 2 plus 7 is 9. 7 plus 1 is 8. And so I will have $89. I need to write in my unit. $89.84. Now, let's do one together where you have to copy the whole problem. The numbers and the plus sign and the equal sign. $148 and 40 hundredths. $148 and 40 hundredths plus, gonna write that plus sign, 204 and 72 hundredths. 204 and 72 hundredths. I'll need to regroup a couple of times, and so I'm going to be starting from the right. 0 plus 2 is 2. 4 plus 7 is 11. If you don't know, you can literally count it out. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Keeping my decimal point lined up. 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. 1 plus 4 is 5. 1 plus 2 is 3. So 353 and 12 hundredths. All right. Good luck in completing the rest. Remember, you are not a goldfish in the desert. You are not Fahudo. If you don't know an addition fact, you do know how to find the answer. It's okay if you don't know 8 plus 6 off of the top of your head, if you don't have that memorized, but it is not okay to stare around, and it's not okay to draw dots on your paper. You can count on, you can find it. You know how to do that, and we always start with what we know. Copy neatly and do your best.